All right, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. As we said, I'm Jason, the scientist, and we are with Adora as well. We're all into science, and we're going to do it in German and English, as you know. And we're going to start off with something that was actually quite a bit of fun for me to do, and that's simply to make your rockets. Yeah. So what you have here is an example of one of my rockets that I've been out here building. I made this by hand. I'm very proud of it. I went out into the park just nearby. We have a little play area, and I blasted some rockets and I recorded them.
Okay.
So these are some of the rockets.
Wir fangen jetzt mal mit den Raketen an. Jason hat sich wirklich Mühe gegeben, ein paar Raketen zu bauen. Hat ihm sehr viel Spaß gemacht und sie auch natürlich fliegen zu lassen. War auch sehr interessant und spannend für ihn. Und wir schauen uns Video dazu an. Richtig?
All right. So basically, guys, I'm going to show you how to make it. That's all the material, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to share my screen with you, of course. Let's get to the Zoom. And okay. Can I have access to screen sharing, please?
You're the host now. You can.
Yes, you're the host now.
Okay, good. Okay. Let's go back to that. Okay, strange, I don't see my video. My video is playing. Give me a sec. Let's get to that. Let's try again. Okay, let me try a different video player.
Otherwise, I also have the video. If you want me to play it, you can also just give me the host thing back if you want.
Yeah, give me 1 second because it's just in front of me. Let me just try one more, a different video player, and then if not, then I'll pass it to you. This one worked last time. It's taking a second to open. Give it 5 secs. Should open. I don't know why it's not, but okay. Do you want to do it first then, David?
You have to give him back the host. Then.
Yeah, sure.
Have you so host, how do I do that now? How do I give you back the host?
Click on David's picture, Dave.
All right. Okay.
Dot.
And there we go. Lovely. Cheers. Thank you.
Cool.
Over to you, David. All right. So we're just going to go through the video. It starts off with the material. That's the finished product right there. Feel free to press play whenever you're ready, D. And so as you can see, the rocket's got different parts to it. The cone, the body, and some fins. So that's some of the materials here.
Also es benötigt eine Flasche.
Yep, that's the bottle, a bit of cork.
Korken.
Some sellotape.
Pixel.
Some glue or double-sided tape. Pencil.
Beidseitiges Klebepapier.
A pump and a needle.
Pumpe und Nadel.
And so that's pretty much what you need. And so we're going to turn that into a rocket. This is also some sticky paper. So from the sticky paper, we can make the rocket look cool. And yeah.
Für die Flasche.
So I started off by making the size of the bottle. I put my sticky paper around the bottle so that it fits and we have the right size. That's pretty much what we're doing right now.
Also die Flasche von der die Größe des Papiers wurde an die Flasche angepasst. Dadurch, dass man es eben an die Flasche hält, Dann weiß man, wie viel man auch ausschneiden muss.
So once we got the right size to go around the cylinder, then it has to get the right length. So that's what I'm doing now. You can see a few, yeah. So you can see some fins. I don't know if you saw some fins already, but these are just the different parts of the rocket. Right now, I'm just making the body. And to make the body, I use the sticky tape and cut a little window in it.
Den Körper zu machen, beklebt er den Körper mit etwas Klebepapier und schneidet dann auch ein Fenster aus. Dann wird er das Fenster ausschneiden.
So of course I use a pencil just to, it's better to draw before you cut.
Es ist besser zu zeichnen, bevor man es rausschneidet. Natürlich muss es nicht mit einem Stanley-Messer sein, man kann es mit einer Schere rausschneiden.
So yeah, please don't use a Stanley knife. I did it for the sake of trying to be faster, but yeah. don't use a Stanley knife. The scissors works just fine.
Besser mit der Schere, ist sicherer. Er hat das Stanley-Messer nur verwendet, um schneller zu sein. Nun wird das Klebepapier aufgetragen und yippie, es gibt ein Fenster.
So slowly it's starting to look like something. So we've got a rocket body made with the window. Now you have to make some fins. So I use some card. You can't use regular paper. It has to be hard. You need some card.
Also verwendet Kartonpapier. Es kann kein normales Papier sein, es muss hart sein. Und macht jetzt die Flügel damit.
So again, I drew it before cutting.
Ebenfalls gezeichnet vom Ausschneiden.
And as you can see, it goes on the bottom side of, sorry, it goes to the top of the flask.
Genau, also die Flügel kommen auf die oberen Bereich der Flasche, was für sich bei der Rakete der untere Bereich ist.
And you have to fold the fin.
Und man muss die Flügel falten.
And I use double-sided tape.
Und mit doppelseitigem Klebepapier auf die Flasche draufkleben.
You need 4 of them.
Es müssen 4 Flügel sein.
So, yeah. Once you make sure that it's on the right side, so you stick the fins on the right side of the flask. You don't, you know, it looks weird until you put the cone on the rocket.
Genau, also die Flügel wirklich auf der umgedrehten Flasche draufkleben und es wird verständlicher ausschauen, sobald die Spitze dran ist.
So the next thing that we do is we make the cone. So I took a piece of paper and folded it from the edge.
Und so ein Stück Papier nehmen und es vom Rand weg falten. So macht man die Spitze.
Again, of course, I use card, not normal paper.
Nicht normales Papier, sondern Kartonpapier.
And you can make a cone in many different ways.
Man kann
so I'll leave a video in the link or you can find it on YouTube, how to make cones.
Ja, man kann die Spitze auf unterschiedliche Weise machen. Es gibt Videos auf YouTube und da lassen wir den Link dazu. Dann könnt ihr euch das genauer anschauen.
So once you cut the cone, to fit your flask. Then I just taped it.
Ja, die Spitze wird einfach auf die Flasche geklebt, sobald sie passt.
And there you have it. You've made your rocket. The last thing to do is to make a hole in your cork.
Jetzt müsst ihr ein Loch in den Korken machen, weil dort
And
kommt das Ventil rein.
and again, get your parents to do that, please.
Ja, also wenn ihr
Or
glaubt, dass ihr das nicht selber machen könnt, bitte überlasst es euren Eltern. Aber ich glaube, mit 15 wird schon gehen.
yeah, with the older groups can the older to be honest, for your age group, you can do that. Just be safe.
Ja,
Yeah, learn how to use a hammer. You can do
genau.
that.
Also wir
And that's it.
und jetzt den Kork in die Flasche geben. Und so, you're going to explain that anyway again.
Yeah, perfect. We'll go through that afterwards. Thanks, David. So basically, that's the materials and how to make it. Now you're gonna see me launch some rockets, and I'm gonna try and play those this one. It was working. We did a class earlier. These were working in those classes. So fingers crossed it will work now.
Then you have to be the host again. Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Someone who... Okay. I don't know why, but it's not okay. Maybe I try it from Chrome. Let's try it from here.
Hallo Lilly, willkommen zur Gruppe.
Welcome. Okay. So, okay, this should work, hopefully. All right, my computer seems to be stalling. Give us a sec. David, can I give you have access to that to the file, to that folder on Google Drive?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me try.
Can I ask you to try and show the main? It's called launch main.
Yeah, sure. One second.
Yeah. So sorry about the what's going on, guys, but in the meantime, there's different parts of the rocket. So you have your nose cone and you have your fins. Is there anyone here that can tell me why we actually make a nose cone? Like why don't I just use a flask?
Okay, also ihr habt mitgekriegt, dass es unterschiedliche Teile der Rakete gibt. Es gibt die Spitze, es gibt die Flügel. Weiß wer von euch, warum wir eine Spitze benötigen? Warum werfen wir nicht launchen wir nicht einfach eine normale Flasche? Warum starten wir nicht einfach eine normale Flasche? Habt ihr eine Idee, wozu die Spitze da ist? Jason, can you?
Yeah, so does anyone have an idea as to why we have it? So basically we if you think about it, like I'm actually not going to give our answers yet. I really want to hear.
Sorry, sorry. Can you make David host again so that he can? Sorry.
Yeah, let's do that. So.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna answer that question that I just asked in a little while. But you can play the video now, David. Now that it's working. And so basically, you fill it up with water. There's two main ingredients in your rocket once you've made a rocket. And those two main ingredients are water and air. Those are the two things.
Es gibt zwei Hauptzutaten für eine Rakete, für unsere Rakete, und das ist Wasser und Luft.
So right now I'm filling it up, and I want it to be half full.
Also die Rakete muss halb voll sein mit Wasser.
So I'm here checking just to make sure that it's the right amount of water in there. So you can see, okay, needs a little bit more maybe, or it's fine. That's about half full. Once I'm happy with the amount, once you're happy with it, we go across to what we call the launch pad. So that thing in there is where I'm going to put my rocket, and I have a hole in the side and a hole at the top. And the top hole is not bigger than the width of the flask, the diameter of the flask.
Also das ist die Abschlussrampe, und es muss sichergestellt sein, dass das Loch oben auf der Decke nicht breiter ist als als die Größe der Rakete. Und seitlich gibt es ebenfalls ein Loch, und es muss auch sichergestellt sein, dass es wirklich die Rakete nur halb voll mit Wasser gefüllt ist.
All right, so of course, make sure that the rocket's pointing away from your face. You don't want it to fly into you or into your face. Please be safe with that. So we put the rocket on the launch pad.
Rakete auf dem Startrampe, wegweisend von dir, also nicht in der Richtung deines Gesichtes, und los geht's.
Then we get pumping, exactly. That's it. Just fill it up with air. Keep pumping until it goes.
Rakete vollpumpen mit Luft.
Ah, this one's a funny one. It's not the same. Okay. Yeah. You didn't get to see it, unfortunately, because it kind of went back and forth a little bit. But let's that's basically how it works, and that's what you want to know. That is basically what you want to know. And there's a couple more videos. Unfortunately, I don't know why mine is struggling to play. It's really a bit annoying. But
should I play another one, Jason?
Can you play
do you have launch main?
rocket?
I don't think that
Launch
wasn't
main.
launch main, was it? Launch main.
Can you play another launch so that we can see the rocket fly?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was main launch now that I had. 1 second.
Really? Like, but there's as in launch
It was not
main?
launch main, it was main launch. Let me see if there's
Aha, okay.
launch main.
There
Oh yeah,
should
launch
be one
main.
called there should be one called launch main. Can you see that one?
Yeah, I have it. Okay. All right.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Because I think that was main launch comparison. And that's something that I wanted to, but that's cool. It's good that we saw that one anyway. Unfortunately, we didn't quite see it in flight so well, but this video, you should be able to see it in flight better.
Maybe start further front, not right in the...
Yeah, we can go
move
forwards for
forward a
sure.
bit because we've seen the beginning.
Yeah.
If it allows.
Okay, 1 second.
Mm-hmm. So any time that you have an answer for any of the things, even if they've been asked before, or if you have something that you really want to ask, like in a time like this where we're kind of switching between videos, I don't mind if you want to kind of just unmute and say something. You're welcome to.
Wenn
Yeah.
ihr Antworten gefunden habt, so die wir haben, dann könnt ihr gerne jetzt auch sprechen. Oder wenn ihr auch andere Fragen hättet zum Thema, könntet ihr auch Fragen stellen. Jetzt, wo wir warten, ist Zeit dafür.
So the earlier question, to remind you, something for you to be thinking about, even if you don't have an answer, is why do we use a code? We want a code. Yeah. Why don't
Warum
I
haben
just
wir
use a normal flow?
Ja, warum haben wir eine Spitze und nicht einfach die normale Flasche? But I think, ich glaube, es ist gut, wenn wir den Launch sehen.
Yeah.
Dann
Yeah.
kann man sich
Ja,
was
ich lade es
mehr
gerade runter,
Gedanken
noch
drüber
5
machen.
Sekunden, dann haben wir es.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right, that's something to think about. Another thing to think about is why do I use water? Something to think about.
Warum verwenden wir Wasser für die Rakete?
And
Water instead
also
of what?
instead of right, and water instead of what? And then the other interesting thing is also why do I fill it only half?
Warum verwenden wir Wasser und warum fülle ich es nur bis zur Hälfte mit Wasser?
All right, so this time round we can actually see the launch, and we have yeah, I'm filling it up as before, and maybe David can put it to say maybe 3/4 of the way, halfway or 3/4 of the way. So as always, I check to make sure it's about half,
Yeah, that's perfect.
and then I point the rocket away from me. And on the floor, you can see there's another launch pad that I made from a shoebox. I'll show you that later.
Genau, also wie gesagt, weg von dir, richten und gleich geht's los. Hm?
Okay, it really glitched. It went from start to the end.
It's glitching. It's not.
Yeah. Okay. So so we're gonna try that again. Just try it. Maybe it will glitch at a point that allows you to see
Right.
from start to end. Okay, that's unfortunate. You didn't get to see the rocket blast off. That's a little bit sad. Let's hmm. I don't know if it's worth trying another one. Is it, David? Yeah, just try once more to see if we get to see it. Let that one play one last time just to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we get to see it launch, and that's actually a perfect place to stop. And you got to see that pause, for a little while. So that's cool. That's great. We saw it launch. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So yeah, basically that's how you make your rocket, and that's how you make it launch. Like this is the science to it. So I'm bringing you into the science to how to do it, because some people can make it look pretty, but they can't make it fly high, right? They don't have the science. You got to have the science. So that's what we're going to get into now. And I want to ask you a handful of questions to help get us into that. So remember, right now, you can actually, if you want to, unmute and ask questions. If you want to kind of interrupt me, I'm fine with that. All right. So you can ask a question, just like unmute or put up your hand. There's a button that allows you to kind of put up your hand gesture. I think it's in reactions or something.
Exactly.
But anyway, so what I'm going to do now is hopefully it allows me to actually just share a little sheet with you. And on that sheet, there's a handful of questions. You'll get that later. You can make it. You can do it yourself. It's a little guide. And you can also, if you don't mind giving me back the host, I'd appreciate that one, David.
Also
And
wir haben jetzt den Raketenlaunch gesehen, den Raketenstart gesehen. Jetzt gehen wir ein bisschen in die Wissenschaft, wie das möglich ist. Und ihr könnt gerne Fragen stellen, jederzeit und auch unterbrechen. Und ihr kriegt diesen Sheet, habt ihr, glaube ich, schon per Mail bekommen. Da habt ihr die Informationen, wie eine Rakete gebaut wird und die Fragen dazu, die wir vielleicht hoffentlich jetzt beantworten können oder ihr sie zu Hause beantworten könnt.
all right. So what we have here is, well, you can see a picture of the rocket that you just made. That's the material that we just went through. And this is the way that you do it, right? So you got your steps on how you launch it. This part here is important to have so that's just for the rocket. So this part here is very important. To launch it, you do need a launch pad.
Also um die Rakete starten zu können, braucht man wirklich eine Start, ne? Wie nennt man das?
This is how we to launch the rocket.
Eine Startrampe.
Yeah.
Lost the word. Und die ist einfach wichtig, weil man sonst die Rakete nicht starten kann oder sich dabei wehtun könnte, wenn man sie hält. Ja.
So let's look at the how you do it. So in this part, you need to launch it from a launch pad, half fill it with water, put the pump in the needle, cork it. And one thing I didn't say is you have to cork it pretty tightly, but sometimes you have to be careful with the size of the cork. You don't push it through, but it should be quite tight.
Okay, also wie gesagt, es benötigt eine Startrampe. Die Rakete muss halb gefüllt sein mit Wasser. Es muss ein Kork reingesteckt werden. Der Kork sollte aber straff genug drinnen sein, dass es nicht leicht rausfällt, aber gleichzeitig nicht ganz tief in der Flasche stecken.
So once again, just be safe, put it away from your face, or if you're doing it with your brothers and sisters or friends, younger, whatever the case may be safe, point it away from your face.
Einfach weg vom Gesicht weisen. Natürlich, wenn Kinder, andere Leute rundherum stehen, denen Bescheid sagen, steht hinter mir und dann kann dann nichts passieren.
Okay. So, David, if you don't mind, whilst I start going through this question, I might also ask you to get launch pad 1 and 2, maybe, or yeah, or so just in the meantime, whilst I'm going to be going through questions. So let's take a look. We've got a rocket right in front of us, and you've got the different parts of your rocket. I'm certain that you all can probably label this without me asking you to, but it's important to make sure that we do know it. I'm going to give you a second to look at the different parts and label for yourself.
Okay. Ihr könnt sicher die Teile der Rakete beschreiben ohne Probleme und nehmt euch kurz Zeit, macht es in eurem Kopf selber und reden wir drüber. Also die Spitze, die Flügel, der Körper der Rakete, das Fenster und der Auspuff.
Jason, I only see launchpad 2.
That's fine. If launchpad 2 and 3 then.
All right.
And so it says, the first question is, what is the fuel? And when I say what is the fuel, be either the rocket or the rocket that I made and that some of you will make.
Okay, die Frage ist, was ist womit wird die Rakete betrieben? Ist jetzt die Rakete, die wir gemacht haben, oder eine echte Rakete?
So, unmute, someone has to say it.
Habt ihr Antworten vielleicht?
Somebody must, I'm sure some of you in there have, you know, answers. I'm that much I'm confident of, that you have some answers. And it also doesn't matter if you're wrong. Absolutely doesn't matter. So, yeah.
Ihr müsst echt nicht schüchtern sein. Wir sind sicher, ihr habt die Antwort. Und selbst wenn es nicht korrekt ist, ist es auch egal. Dafür sind wir hier. Also fallt euch ein, womit eine Rakete befeuert wird. In unserem Fall oder auch in der echten Rakete, bei einer echten Rakete.
So what I'm going to do is, if you don't mind, I'm going to just ask somebody randomly for you to say what you think. And once again, it really doesn't matter if you're right or not, okay? But I'm pretty confident that you're going to say something sensible that makes sense to you. So I can see on the list here, Constance.
Konstanz, fällt dir was auf? Hast du eine Ahnung?
Nein.
You don't know what the fuel for the rocket is? If you look at this picture, is there any part that is the fuel? Can you see the fuel?
I don't know.
Okay. Can anyone else help her? Thank you for sharing and speaking. Can anyone else help her? Does anyone have an answer? What is the fuel? Ramatule. Do you have a suggestion, Ramatule? What could be the fuel? No words? How about Tiffany? Do you have any idea what the fuel is? I reckon some of you might have an idea. Yeah?
I'm not good in physics.
It doesn't matter if you're good or not, you're here to learn. That's why you're here, right? You're not meant to know it. I'm the only one that needs to know it. You don't need to know it at all. But when you look at this picture, Tiffany, look at this picture. One of these parts on this picture, I can tell everyone, you can see the fuel on this picture. So which part of the picture is the fuel? Huh?
Is it not the fire that's coming out of the rocket?
Who said that? Who said that?
Me.
Tiffany said that.
Excellent.
Coming out.
You're exactly right, right? That's the part where you see the fuel burning, right?
Das ist der Teil, in dem man sieht, dass die Befeuerung eben brennt, ja?
Yeah. So that is the part where the fuel comes out and you see the fuel coming out. So they actually use they use gas basically and they burn gas.
Also es wird Benzin verbrannt.
And in the rocket that I made, what might the fuel be? Does anyone have an idea of what the fuel in the rocket that you saw in the picture, in the video? What is the fuel? Who said that?
Tiffany.
Is that Tiffany
He
again?
said it.
Yes.
Ja,
Excellent. Well done. Brilliant. Exactly.
also
Right?
das Benzin ist in diesem Fall Wasser bei uns. Genau,
Right.
korrekt.
So you didn't see it, but in the video, you will notice that I actually get wet by the water. You're right. It blasts and wet me. So when the fuel was coming out of the bottle, it actually wet me. Can anyone tell me which direction the water was pushing? Which direction was the water going?
Wisst ihr, in welche Richtung das Wasser gegangen ist? Also, das konnte man nicht so gut sehen, weil es nur ein Standbild war. Aber in welche Richtung ging das Wasser? Wisst ihr das?
Take a guess.
Wie gesagt, es kann nichts falsch sein.
There's no problem with it not being right. Kind problem, no problems. Would you say that, okay, I'm going to get you all to vote. Okay, I'm going to get you all to vote. You can have on the screen a little reaction. There's a reaction button. So you can put a reaction of thumbs up or a smiley, a happy face or something like that, whatever your reaction that you want to make, if you think it's correct. It's got to be a positive reaction button if you think that this answer is correct. So there's two options. There's two options, only two. So I don't want you to vote for both options. Can you tell them that, please, Adora?
Also es gibt diese Reaktionsbutton unten auf der Leiste von eurem Zoom. Bitte sagt, welche, wenn es positiv oder korrekt ist. Es gibt zwei Optionen, es gibt zwei Lösungen. Ihr könnt nicht beide nehmen. Ihr müsst eine Lösung nehmen.
All right. So the question is, what direction is the water going? And the two options are either up or down. Those are the two options.
Die Frage ist, in welche Richtung geht das Wasser? Und es gibt zwei Antwortmöglichkeiten. Geht das Wasser nach oben oder nach unten?
All right. So, yeah, I see some people putting hands down, and so putting hands to show which direction they think.
Okay.
So if you want to,
Ärztin?
you can put a down or an up finger for the direction that you agree with. Let's do it that way because someone already started. So I was going to do it slightly differently, but go to the reaction button, and if you think it's down, put that hand down.
Kerstin und Lilly sagen, es geht runter.
Aha. Okay, brilliant. I'm happy that they've given their answers. I still want Ramatule, Tiffany.
Tiffany sagt auch runter.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. So it seems like we get a consensus of those who have voted, putting their answers, seem confident and putting their fingers downwards. And actually, you are 100% correct. It's going downwards, right?
Constanze sagt auch runter.
So if you think of the bottle itself or the flask, some of you might still be able to see me on the screen in the little square, but that's the flask, that's the bottle. So the rocket is going up, but out of the bottom, the water is going down.
Also die Rakete geht nach oben, aber das Wasser kommt aus der Flasche nach unten raus.
And there's a science to it. There's a definite reason, and science understood that for every action going in one direction, there has to be an equal action in the other direction.
Also in der Wissenschaft ist es so, dass für jede Reaktion, für jede Aktivität, die in eine Richtung geht, es eine Gegenaktivität, die gleich stark ist, geben muss, die in die entgegengesetzte Richtung geht.
So if you take a look at the sheet, you should be able to see. I say that for a rocket to go upwards, something must push downwards. And in science, we call this Newton's third law, and that's called law of action and reaction.
Also, damit die Rakete nach oben schießen kann, muss etwas nach unten gehen. Und das ist, entspricht den Gesetzen von Newton. Und das ist das dritte Prinzip, das Gesetz der Aktion und Reaktion.
So we've got two gaps in a sentence right below, and I'm looking for an answer.
Also es gibt diese zwei Leerstellen bei diesem Satz. Könnt ihr uns eine Antwort geben? Was gehört da rein?
So I'm giving you 10 seconds to think about it, and you can read the paper again and try and think for yourselves, give yourselves an answer for the gap.
Für alle gibt es gleichzeitig eine gleiche oppositionelle. Was gehört dahin?
And we have somebody already willing to answer. So just wait. You have to just wait a few seconds, but I will ask you first, Lily. I see your hand up already, so I'm going to come to you first. Well done. But we still have to wait for everyone else because you got that real quick. Whatever your answer that came in your mind, you got it real quick. Let's give them a little bit of thinking time, and I think we're up. Lily, tell us, what do you think goes in the gap?
I think it's for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
I love it. Perfect.
100
Spot
points.
on. I wish I had a gong to like hit it. You know, that was the most confident answer we've had all day. So
Yes.
well done. That's that's really confident, and you were correct. You know, I don't mind you be confident and wrong if you accept that you can learn something else. If you accept that you're wrong. Yeah. So, but you're correct, and you said it excellently. So the next part is, I want you to look at this picture of a man stepping off the boat. And if you think that we can see that the man is actually going in the action direction. He wants to go away from the boat. So he goes forwards onto the dock. And we can see that his action going forwards pushes the boat in the opposite direction.
Also wir sehen diesen Mann, der vom Boot runtersteigen möchte und auf den Dock gehen möchte. Dock. Und dadurch, dass er in die Richtung geht, bewegt sich das Boot in die entgegengesetzte Richtung. Natürlich mit der gleichen Kraft, mit der er den Schritt nach vorne macht.
So I'd like you all to take a look at the woman rowing in a boat. And there's two directions given. There's an arrow going in this direction, forwards, and there's an action going in the other direction. So the question that I'm asked that I'd like to know is, what do we call the action force? These F's stand for force, and I want to know which is the action force. All right, so I'm starting the question, and
Also
you can continue.
wenn wir diese Frau auf dem Boot sehen, sie rudert. Eine Kraft ist die Aktionskraft, die andere ist die Reaktionskraft. Welche Kraft ist jetzt die Aktionskraft? Die nach vorne geht oder die nach hinten geht?
All right, I can already see that we got a few people willing to answer, and I'm happy about that. 3 people now, so people are on it. I'm going to just make sure that you've got me, and I'm going to say, so these here, as you can see in that picture, one is the action force, the other is the reaction force. And the direction that the boat is moving is the reaction force. That's a little bit of a support. So the person I'm going to ask to give their answer first is Tiffany. Tiffany, what is the action force? Which one is the action force?
I think it's the arrow that goes back because that's the one you use to move forward.
I love it. Excellent answer. Excellent answer.
Okay.
Newton himself couldn't have said it better, right? So you're correct. She's paddling, and the paddle that she's pushing the paddle backwards behind. And as she pushes the water behind her, there's a force pushing the boat forwards. So she applies the force with the paddle to go back, and that propels the boat forwards. Excellent, super answer. Thank you for all of this, for your answers so far. Next is, can you say which direction the action force is and the reaction force in the pictures below? So I've got a couple of other things here. So what I did is, I chose something else that you can do at home, so another rocket, and that's a balloon rocket.
Also das ist eine Luftballonrakete, die könnt ihr auch zu Hause machen.
So you need a little line and a straw on the line.
Ihr braucht eine Line. What's a
Yeah,
line?
so just some straight rope.
Okay, ein Draht und ein Strohhalm auf dem Draht.
And you stick the balloon to the straw.
Genau. Und der Ballon, also der Luftballon wird dann also der Strohhalm wird auf den Luftballon drauf geklebt. Und
Pump
das
it with
ist eine
air.
Ballonrakete.
Pump it with air and let it fly.
Mit Luft füllen und fliegen lassen. Und jetzt die gleiche Frage wieder. Welche Kraft ist die Reaktionskraft und welche die Aktionskraft? Welche Richtung ist welche?
So already we've got somebody already to answer. That's super fast. I think that's the quickest. And I'm just going to give it 1 second. I've been asked something about the spotlight videos. I'm not too sure what this is. So it says remove all spotlighted videos. I'm not sure what that is, David. Do you have
That's
any
just
idea?
you and Adora, so that everyone sees you two all the time. But you can cancel that as well.
Okay.
Just for the
So
recording.
is it better to
Then
cancel?
review them.
Does it matter? Is it what's preferable?
I mean, it's preferable to leave it like that.
So say continue, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Okay, good. So guys, listen. You got your answers, and I'm gonna choose Lily.
Yeah, I think the action force is the air moving out at the back, and the reaction force is the balloon moving forward.
Okay, that's your answer. Let me hear from Tiffany, just to hear what she has to say before I tell everyone what the answer is. Tiffany, what were you gonna say?
I agree, because the action force is the part where the balloon moves forward, and the reaction force is the way where it goes.
Okay, I love that. Brilliant. So you got the science down. You know the way it's supposed to work. One way, the other way. The action causes the reaction. So the action's in the opposite direction to the reaction. Brilliant. Now let's look at this picture here. Excellent answers, both Tiffany and Lily. And whoever else was thinking, yeah, I hope that you were able to get that answer too. But if not, here's another chance. This one's a bit more difficult though. So we have two people on skates, ice skating, and they push towards each other. What will be the action and reaction forces on this picture?
Also ihr seht die Eiskunstläufer. Wie würden die sich bewegen? Was wäre die Aktions- und Reaktionsbewegung in diesem Bild mit den Eiskunstläufern?
And there's more than just one direction going on in this.
Und es ist mehr als nur eine Richtung, die hier gerade abläuft.
So I'm going to give you 5 more seconds. If I don't have any answers, 5. Tiffany's up. Go on, Tiffany. What do you think?
In the picture, I think that they're pushing away from each other, so like their back is the action force.
You think their back is the action force?
Yeah, because they're pushing away from each other. Yeah,
So tell me, Tiffany, which direction will they move in?
backwards.
Ah, so they're going to move backwards. So if they're going to move backwards, which direction is the action force that's causing them to move backwards? Which way are they?
Forward.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds a bit funny when you say it, right? Forwards. But actually, that's completely right, right? You're brilliant, absolutely brilliant, right? One thing I didn't say, forgive me, people. Once you're in this class, you are a scientist. End of story. Yeah. Once you're in this class, you are a scientist. And Tiffany is showing off right now how good a scientist she is. So well done to you. Excellent. 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 Let's take a look at
Jeder,
this.
der in
So,
dieser Klasse ist, ist ein Wissenschaftler und ihr zeigt gerade eure wissenschaftliche äh, äh, Qualität und euer Wissen.
excellent. Thank you. So let's read on. The law of action and reaction was understood and stated by Sir Isaac Newton. This became his third law in classical physics. So this law has been stated, though, actually long time ago in ancient cultures, not saying it specifically for physical science, but as a general statement. And in ancient cultures, it's become known as cause and effect.
Also dieses Prinzip Aktion und Reaktion wurde von Sir Isaac Newton definiert als eins seiner Newtonschen Gesetze, und zwar das dritte Gesetz der Wechselwirkung. Aber diese Gesetze gab es schon lange vor Newton, Tausende von Jahren vor Newton. Sie wurden aber anders benannt, und zwar Cause and Effect, Aktion und Reaktion, ja.
Yeah, perfect. All right, guys. So take a look. Here, these are the answers, and you can see what you said. So these are the reaction and action forces. So in the last one, you can see that they're pushing towards each other. And because they're pushing towards each other, they move away. Okay?
Also ihr habt das alles total richtig gesagt. Und beim letzten sieht man ganz klar, sie bewegen sich zueinander oder sie drücken zueinander und dadurch bewegen sie sich gegeneinander.
All right, brilliant. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you all for all you've done so far. I think this is a great point to stop and take a break for 5 minutes. All right?
Genau, wir machen eine 5-minütige Pause. Ihr könnt gerne auf die Toilette gehen oder ja, euch was zum Trinken holen.
Okay, so
Ich
but
möchte noch was
don't
dazu
please.
Ja?
es kann sein, dass ich aussteige, weil ich dann noch irgendwo hin muss.
Okay.
Das ist vielleicht nicht.
Okay, if you can't make it, no problem, no
Ich
problem.
bin
But
noch
thank
dabei.
you for coming. Who am I speaking to?
Konstanze?
Okay, thank you,
Konstanze, ja,
Constance.
aber ich bin jetzt noch drinnen.
Okay, super. Also nehmt mal bitte 5 Minuten Pause und kommt wieder, ja?
All right, so let's see how quickly we get through the launchpad, because the launchpad is important. We're going to show you one more video and we round up our knowledge and we see how much time we have left for the rest, okay? So David, can I ask if you can play the
Yeah, sure.
launch, one of the launch videos?
Can you just give me the host again? Just so I can share the screen.
Yep. Coming up.
Should I do Launchpad 2 or 3?
Launchpad 2.
2, okay.
So Launchpad 2. Okay, so this time I'm using a different launchpad to the first one. So this way you get different ideas of launchpads that could be used. This time I'm using a different rocket. This one's made from a smaller flask. And I'm actually going to use my shoebox as a launch pad. So what I've done is I've put a little hole in the side of the shoebox. You might not be able to see so well until I stand up. It might be more obvious when I lift the pump up, but the string goes from the pump to the cork through the shoebox.
Also, also er hat also eine Schuhschachtel als Launchpad verwendet, ein Loch auf am Dach gemacht und seitlich. Seitlich kommt, wie ihr seht, der Schlauch durch für die Pumpe und die Rakete wird oben drauf getan. Natürlich ist wichtig, dass die Rakete, wie schon gesagt, größer ist als das Loch, das gemacht wurde. Und ja, so schaut eine andere Version eines Launchpads aus.
All right, thank you, Dee, thank you, David. Let's go straight to the videos. I don't want to show you too many. Maybe you can briefly look at 3 as well, but I'll forward it to the right part as well. Forward you to the right part, David. All right, so let's take a look at another launch, and in this one, just think about what's happening, and you get both an idea of another option for launch pad. So you can see the side of the shoebox.
Genau. Hier sieht man die Seite von der Schuhschachtel und wo man das halt reinstecken kann.
And it gets filled with water, just to let you know it gets wet. So I'm showing you the hole, showing you that it gets wet. And here's another option for a launch pad. So you've seen 2, and that is a candle holder upside down.
Genau, das ist ein Kerzenständer, den er umgekehrt hingelegt hat. Das wäre auch eine Option für eine Startrampe.
And you need a launch pad because you can't hold it pointing some way upwards with your hand with the cork in it. It just doesn't work.
Also man braucht auf jeden Fall eine Startrampe. Ohne geht's gar nicht, weil du kannst es nicht halten und pumpen oder jemand pumpt und der andere hält's. Das wäre zu gefährlich.
So push the cork in tightly, but not through the flask.
Also wie schon gesagt, der Kork muss wirklich straff drinnen stecken, aber darf nicht zu tief in der Flasche stecken.
And you might have noticed I used a flask with no cone, no nose cone.
Und die Flasche hat keine Spitze.
So that's how high it went. So you can see differences between a flask with no cone and one with the cone.
Also ihr habt gesehen, dass die Flasche, also die Rakete nicht sehr weit geflogen ist. Und das heißt, es gibt Unterschiede zwischen Raketen, die eben eine Spitze haben und die keine Spitze haben.
So an important question is, why do you need a nose cone?
Warum benötigen wir eine Spitze? Wisst ihr? Warum
Any
brauchen wir
ideas? Any ideas? Why do we use a nose cone? I don't mind if the ideas are right or not right, but we had some brilliant answers earlier. I'm sure we can get some more brilliant answers. So it's a very important question because it makes you think about everything that you start seeing around you. Why are cars shaped the way that they're shaped, or rockets in particular, arrows, darts, things like this, of this nature. So let's take a look at this question in another way. what's the difference between a flask like this and one like this? What's the difference? Like, I mean, I know you might say it's obvious, but let's see what answers you bring me.
Was ist
What's
der
the
Unterschied
difference?
zwischen eben die Flasche, die keine Spitze hat, und die Flasche, die eine Spitze hat? Was bewirkt der Unterschied?
I don't mind what kind of answer you give. It's about 5 seconds of thinking time, which is always good. So, any answers? Why? What is the difference? What do you see? What's the difference between this front and this front? And it's really more than just, but we have to start from somewhere. I need to know where you're at. Tell me where you're at. Anyone? Anyone? No? All right. So this is like a full big circle. My hand can't even fit around it. Whereas this is so tiny, it's very, very small. So I'm going to use another comparison of a difference between something like this that has a really flat, round edge, whereas something that has a point. Let's use another example. If you were to zoom into this, you'll all start laughing at me and saying, it's not that sharp. It's not a perfect point, but it's definitely much more of a point than this, right? Definitely, right? Much more of a point.
Es gibt einen klaren Unterschied zwischen der einen Flasche und der anderen. Die eine ist wirklich vorne ganz spitz und die andere ist flach.
So, using the same example, a sheet of paper like this and the same sheet of paper scrunched together.
Ein Blatt Papier, ein normales Blatt Papier und ein zerknülltes Blatt Papier. Das ist das gleiche Beispiel.
Yeah, exactly the same size, right? But this is squashed. What's the main difference? Well, if you don't want to tell me an answer, I really want an answer for this one, whether you do it with your hands or not.
Was ist der Unterschied zwischen den zwei? Tiffany.
Also ich weiß einen Unterschied. Wenn man den zerknüllten Papier schmeißt, dann geht es weiter als den geraden Papier.
Wenn man das eine Papier schmeißt, dann passiert was?
Dann ist es weiter.
It would go further, right?
Wenn du das zerknüllte Papier schmeißt, if you throw the crunched paper, it will fly farther than the straight one.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Does anyone else have an idea? Does anyone else have... Excellent, Tiffany. Really brilliant answer. Does anyone else have something they want to say? Okay, one more question. Which would fall to the ground fastest if I was to let go of these two bits of paper? Which would fall to the ground fastest? Yeah, I've got a couple of answers already. So Kirsten and Claire?
The round one.
You reckon the round one will drop fastest? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, that's this is what we call a prediction because we haven't done the test yet. So we got to do the test to see if our prediction is correct. Tiffany, what's your prediction?
It is correct because the one that is not folded yet would like fly around in the air and the other one would just fall to the ground.
I love so why did you say what was your reason? You said a reason because what
one
what
would
did
be
you say?
floating in the air, the other one will fall on the ground.
Okay, great. I love it. The one would be floating in the air and the other not. That's so you're thinking about why you get a result. Before I give the answer, let me hear from someone I haven't heard from. Ramatule, are you with us? Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Which one do you think will fall to the ground first? The scrunched up piece of paper or the large, wide piece of paper?
Welches glaubst du wird zuerst fallen? Das zerknüllte Blatt Papier oder das glatte?
Das zerknüllte.
Das zerknüllte.
Okay, super. And does she have a reason why she thinks that?
Gibt es einen Grund, warum du glaubst, dass es fällt, schneller fällt?
Weil das zerknüllte halt so zerknüllt ist und wenn man das halt nicht zerknüllte, halt länger braucht, runterzufallen, weil es halt, ich weiß nicht, wie ich es erkläre, halt,
Sag einfach, was dir einfällt.
ich weiß nicht, halt, ich weiß nicht, wie ich es
Okay,
erkläre.
okay. Sie
Great.
sagt, she's
See?
saying,
Yeah, it's excellent. This is where the question comes in, right?
Constance is also lifting her hand. Constance,
Aha,
du willst
please.
auch was
Yes,
sagen?
please. Please tell us.
Ja,
Constance.
ich wollte sagen, dass dieses Alufolie leichter ist. Dass das halt, oder?
Theoretisch
Also nicht
haben
leicht.
beide das gleiche Gewicht. Weil es ist ja das gleiche Papier. Nur das eine ist zerknüllt, das andere ist glatt. Das Gewicht sollte eigentlich gleich sein. Glaubst du nicht?
Also das wäre dann so irgendwie und dieser Ball so fällt halt einfach gerade nach unten.
Sag nochmal, ich habe dich jetzt nicht verstanden.
Also dieser Ball fällt einfach gerade nach unten und dieses Blatt schwebt so ein bisschen und dann fällt es erst nach.
Okay, cool.
Let's put it to the test, all right? Let's do it. So 3, 2, 1. No contest. We know it, right? No
Die
contest.
Hypothese wurde jetzt bestätigt im Versuch.
All right. So we showed it exactly. We showed it through test. And this now shows, okay, our ideas match reality, right? Now, yeah, let's do a couple of questions. All right, let's do a couple of questions. Let's take a look at a little bit more into this. What's going on? And actually, yeah, it's probably better if you see me. So that sheet of paper that I just dropped that took forever, some of you had some good answers. One of the answers I liked them was that it's floating.
Floating in the air.
Brilliant answer. And the reason why that answer is a really good answer is because when the paper is open, it's like a parachute.
Es ist wie ein Fallschirm, wenn das Papier offen ist.
The air blows on the whole surface.
Die Luft bläst auf der ganzen Oberfläche.
And when it's folded, its surface is much, much smaller.
Und wenn es zerknüllt ist, ist die Oberfläche viel kleiner ist, auf der die Luft bläst.
So if I was to ask you all now to tell me, why is it better to have a nose cone? What would you say? Kirsten and Claire.
That was fast.
It was really quick.
The one with the round surface has more resistance in the air.
Excellent. That's perfect answer,
Perfect answer.
right? And we call it air resistance, right? It has more air resistance. Your words were absolutely...
Es hat mehr Luftwiderstand, genau.
Mm-hmm.
Sehr gute Antwort.
Brilliant. All right, super. Let's take a look at this sheet that we can send you later, but let's take a look at the sheet now to finish, just to go a little bit more into it. So we just answered, why does the rocket have a pointy nose cone? So we got an answer.
You have to share with us.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. David, can I get that hosting back? Thank you. So the question is, why? The first question is, why does the rocket have a pointy nose cone? That's what you just answered. Yep, Tiffany, do you want to tell us?
No.
Okay. Does anyone else want to tell us?
Warum hat die Rakete eine Spitze?
Meine Schwester möchte was sagen, also meine kleine Schwester.
Okay, go on, please.
Es hat eine Spitze, dass es sehen kann, also wo es geht, dass es konnektieren kann, wo es gehen will.
Okay, she's saying that it has a pointed nose so that it can connect to where it's going.
So the important part is to think about what's the difference between the pointy nose and the flat bottom of the flask. What's the difference? Was ist der Unterschied zwischen...
Oh, sorry. Was ist der Unterschied? Was ist der Unterschied zwischen der Spitze und der flachen Flasche? Was ist der Unterschied? Wodurch unterscheiden sie sich? Was ist das Wichtigste, wodurch sie sich unterscheiden?
So, if you think about it, this bottle front, or the bottom of the bottle is very big compared to the tip, which is like saying this is like the tip of the nose cone compared to the bottom of the bottle. This takes up the whole screen. This is just a tiny little part.
Also wenn ihr das Papier vergleicht mit der Rakete, so ist die Rakete ohne Spitze so wie das Blatt Papier. Es hat eine große Oberfläche, während die Rakete mit der Spitze so wie das kleine Stück Papier ist, das schneller fällt und dadurch würde auch die Rakete schneller fliegen als die andere.
It has less area or less surface area.
Weniger Oberfläche und aus diesem Grund weniger angegriffen von der Luft.
Yeah, so the smaller the surface area is the less the air can blow on.
Je kleiner die Oberfläche, desto weniger Angriffsfläche hat die Luft.
And if you look again at this, a big area, small area.
Genau.
Yeah?
Es unterscheidet sich, was die Flächen angeht. Große
Okay.
Fläche, kleine Fläche.
Next question. Why do we have fins?
Warum haben wir Flügel?
Any ideas?
Warum benötigen wir die Flügel?
So, yes, Tiffany.
I think it's so that it helps the rocket to fly up faster.
Excellent. It helps it to fly. Actually, it does help it to fly, but not faster. Yeah, that would be how hard it gets pushed, right? It's just like the rocket, how fast it goes depends on how hard it's being pushed into the sky. But it does help it to fly, like you said, right? And it helps.
Es ist korrekt, dass es die Rakete unterstützt zu fliegen, aber nicht die Geschwindigkeit, weil die Geschwindigkeit ist gegeben durch dadurch, wie weit sie wie stark sie gepusht wird, also wie stark der Druck ist, ja, und nicht die Flügel.
So it helps it to go straight. That's what it does. It helps it to fly straight.
Die Flügel helfen der Rakete gerade zu fliegen.
So I asked you earlier, what will fall faster, the paper and you told me that the scrunched paper will fall faster, and you told me why. So that's question 3 and 3B. So I'm not going to say the answers again because we just did it. But number 4, what is air resistance? Any idea? What's air resistance?
Was ist Luftwiderstand? Ihr habt das jetzt schon einigermaßen besprochen. Große Fläche, kleine Fläche. Und alles hat mit Luft zu tun. Das eine landet schneller, das andere weniger schnell. Was ist Luftwiderstand?
And if there's no answers, I'm going to help you get there. So the idea is how much the air holds something back. Yeah, stops it from moving forward. How much does the air stop something from moving forward?
Also die Idee ist, wie sehr die Luft etwas davon abhält, sich fortzubewegen, sich weiterzubewegen. Und Jason, du hattest ein super Beispiel, den Fallschirmspringer.
The which springer?
Fallschirmspringer,
Is it this? So the parachute.
the guy jumping from the
Yeah,
plane.
Right, the parachute. Yes,
parachute,
yes,
yeah,
yes, the
thank you.
parachute. So if we think about the parachute, this is the parachute when it's scrunched up into a bag.
Also das
So-
ist der Fallschirm, wenn er in der Tasche ist.
And it falls, the person falls to the ground really quickly.
Genau, und die Person fällt sehr, sehr schnell zu Boden.
But when the parachute opens,
Wenn der Fallschirm sich öffnet,
then there's lots of space for the air to blow on.
und es gibt eine große Fläche, auf die die Luft blasen kann, und das bremst den Flug ab.
Right, exactly. So he falls slower. Exactly. So what is the force that, so this is a totally different question. Why do things fall to the ground? What pulls things to the ground? Kirsten and Claire.
Warum fallen Dinge zu Boden?
We have many answers. We've got Constance as well. So I haven't heard, I did say Kirsten and Claire, but Constance can answer. I haven't heard from you yet.
Because of
For a while.
gravity.
Excellent, because of gravity. That's the thing. So gravity, yeah, excellent, yeah. Because of gravity, and gravity is that thing that pulls everything to the ground. Okay, so I think we can pause there. Just so you know, there are some more difficult questions that you can think about. These are a bit more science, getting more into the detail of science. And it's like, do you know what the units of force are? Or do you know how much force gravity actually has on Earth? And
willst du noch eine Frage stellen, oder ist das noch von vorhin?
Das war noch von vorhin.
And then, what is the amount of force needed to escape Earth's gravitational field? So those are some more questions that you can think about. We don't have to talk about them now. So maybe now I open the floor to you. If you have any questions related to anything either we've talked about or something scientific, please feel free.
I do have to say, we did want to talk about Dr. Jemison.
Yes. Now would be the perfect time. Yes.
Gladly do that another time, also during our SFC-Treffen, because I think she's a very, very interesting personality and a very accomplished woman that would be a really good role model to look up to.
would you like to do that now, Adora?
We don't have much time left.
Okay, apologies. Apologies. Then we can open the floor if anyone has any questions. And do you have anything to either ask or to say? It doesn't have to be only a question.
Habt ihr Fragen oder wollt ihr etwas sagen? Es muss nicht immer eine Frage sein. Aber es ist auch so, dass dass Jason, wie schon gesagt, eben Biologie, Chemie, Mathematik, Physik
Physics.
unterrichtet. Und ihr könnt gerne, wenn ihr in diesen Fächern Interesse habt oder Fragen habt, auf ihn zukommen und einen gratis Unterricht mit ihm machen.
Okay.
Wenn ihr Fragen habt in der Richtung, wenn euch irgendwas in der Schule nicht klar ist, könnt ihr gerne uns kontaktieren und einen Termin mit ihm machen.
All right. So I think we've had a really good session. Should we ask them, Dora? Because I think we could still do it if we wanted to, but I don't know how you feel now. I don't know.
What do you mean exactly?
To talk about Jemison.
We've only got 5 minutes left or so. So
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It depends on them if they want to spend more time.
Yeah, let's ask them. Yes. Okay, so I take it that there's no more questions. So there's one possibility that we could do. We mentioned Miss May Jemison earlier. Would you like to hear a bit more about Miss May Jemison?
Also wollt ihr noch jetzt noch hören von May Jemison?
Actually, I have to go now because I'm going somewhere.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your answers and thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our of the workshop.
Yeah, I'm glad to. Okay,
Lovely.
bye.
Danke dir.
Bye. Okay.
Ich glaube, wir werden das verschieben auf ein anderes Mal.
Ja.
Weil ich glaube, für diese Frau würde ich mir gern Zeit nehmen, um ein bisschen über sie zu erzählen, weil sie wirklich, wirklich interessant ist und wirklich viel Tolles getan hat. Und als Frau für junge Frauen auch ein super Vorbild ist. Also ich glaube, selbst wenn ihr euch über sie persönlich informiert, es wäre interessant. Ja? Ansonsten holen wir das einfach irgendwann nach.
Okay. All right. So once again, like I said, you're all a scientist. So thank you for being part of this workshop. And yeah, I wish you all a wonderful weekend. And of course, as we said, you can get this is a series of other workshops like this to come. So we will continue doing some more of these workshops in science. And also, if you would like support with your science in school or something else that you want to go further into, so chemistry, physics, biology in particular, you're very welcome to ask for help, and maths also.
Also wie schon erwähnt, das ist eine laufende Session, also die wir jetzt immer wieder haben, jedes Monat einmal. Und es sind auch unterschiedliche Themen, nicht nur Wissenschaft, sondern auch wie man zum Beispiel ein Möbelstück baut oder solche Sachen, gibt es auch als Session. Und das ist einfach dazu da, dass ihr Grundlagen kriegt, mit denen ihr in eurem Leben positiv und gut umgehen könnt. Und auch das Interesse an der Wissenschaft, das Interesse an Naturwissenschaften ausbreiten könnt, wenn ihr das habt oder die Leidenschaft von Jason mitbekommt und auch übernehmen könntet. Ja? Vielen Dank, dass ihr da wart und wir hoffen, euch wiederzusehen bei der nächsten, beim nächsten Workshop und ja, alles Liebe.
All right, take care. Bye, everybody.